Welcome or welcome back. Today I am going to be making a carrot cake with some Lime Swiss Meringue Buttercream. I am using Natasha's Kitchen, her recipe for her carrot cake. It is absolutely divine. So in this bowl, I've got some dry ingredients. I have 250 grams of flour. I also have 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of baking powder in there, and half a teaspoon of salt. So just give that a little mix. Now we're adding our sugars. I've got 110 grams of brown sugar and 200 grams of white sugar. So in that goes, and just give it a little mixy mix. If you pack the brown sugar, you won't get lumps. I didn't pack it, so I'm just mushing out the lumps. Then we've got our beautiful spices. So there is a tablespoon of cinnamon and a half teaspoon of nutmeg, as well as half teaspoon of allspice. I really liked this profile. She used cloves in hers as well, but I didn't have any cloves at home. In this measuring cup, we've got the oil. It's a cup of oil. And then just to help save on dishes, I also added 3/4 cup of applesauce, which is about 183 grams, as well as 4 room temperature eggs. All of the ingredients are room temperature. The recipe did not call for vanilla, but I wanted to add some, so I just added a little splash, maybe a teaspoon worth of my homemade bourbon vanilla. I just thought that would taste nice. And then you're just going to add your dry ingredients into your wet ingredients. Give that a little mixy mix. Now this recipe calls for raisins. If you don't like raisins, you don't have to put them in. I was making this for pretty much my father-in-law, so I used them. Here we have approximately 6 grated carrots. You can very finely grate them or a little bit more coarse, it's up to you. I did a pretty fine grate on them, and it's about 396 grams. To that, I'm adding my raisins. It's about 3/4 cup or about 130 grams of raisins, and then chopped pecans, 1 cup, and that was about 100 grams. Give that a little mix and set it aside. I decided to line my pans. I just didn't want to risk them sticking. And then I'm a big fan of these baking straps. They help the cakes bake up nice and flat so you don't have to level them. Sometimes they might need a little bit of leveling, but I really enjoy those. So I'm just pouring off my batter into these pans, and I am then going to bake it at 350 degrees for about 30 to 35 minutes. I'm just weighing them here just to make sure they're pretty similar. The other one was a little bit underweight, so I just scraped the rest of the batter out of the bowl into there, which made them just about the same. I added in the vanilla. You certainly don't have to. If you prefer walnuts, use walnuts. If you prefer pineapple to raisins, use that. Definitely make it your own. I just decided to go with it how it was because that's how my father-in-law likes it. So these baked up really nicely, and just peeling these off. Look how steamy it's going to get in a minute. Look at all that steam. I don't know, I just love watching it get peeled off. The kitchen smelled gorgeous after this as well. So pretty. So I left them to cool for a while, and I made a Lime Swiss Meringue Buttercream. If you have not seen that video, I will link it, but it's the video I posted right before this one. So go back and take a look. It's really delicious. So you just saw me body slam that cake onto the board, and that's because this cake is so moist. It's a bit delicate and tries to break apart a little bit. So I didn't really have the structure in this cake to slowly lower it down with my fingers, so it got body slammed. Don't worry, no cakes were hurt in the making of this video. So I'm just going ahead and piping on the Lime Swiss Meringue Buttercream. In Natasha's video, she uses classic cream cheese, which is beautiful, but since it's summer and I wanted to try something new, I decided to give this one a try, and it is so delicious. He doesn't like a lot of frosting. See how it's cracking? So you want to be very careful with these cakes. They hold up well, but they're very moist. He doesn't like a lot of frosting, so I pretty much just used enough to coat the inside. And same thing on the edge. I put on enough for coverage and then some little puffs to decorate because it's his cake. And since he doesn't like too much frosting, I didn't want to go overboard for him. So I like to pipe around the edges as well as onto the cake rather than blob it all onto the top and scoop it down. I just find it's easier that way for me. Decorate it however you want. I'm no professional cake decorator. And what I'm doing here is I'm just filling in any spots that have pretty much no frosting on it. Since I did go light on the icing, as I am smoothing it, I am getting a couple of little bald spots, which I don't want. Just smush the rest onto the top there and smooth everything out. You don't have to pipe it. You can just scoop it on. You can do swoops or try and make it nice and smooth. Really just make it your own. It's just icing. If you don't like it, you can turn it into something else. It's totally fine. So I'm just doing my best to make it as smooth and organized as possible because I wanted to decorate it with some puffs and a little design on the bottom as well. So I didn't want it to be too, too cuckoo looking. Although I really do like the look of the icing when it's swooped on as well. That's really pretty. So just trying to smooth out the top a little bit. Again, I am no decorating pro, so if you can do better than I can, absolutely go for it. I applaud you. Try not to rush your cake decorating, especially if you have a specific idea in mind, because you want it to turn out well and you don't want to have to redo it over and over. I am certainly no pro when it comes to piping puffs. I don't know what it is about them. I can pipe tons of puffs and I just don't get the hang of it. I have no idea why, but I still insist on doing them. And since the cakes are delicious, nobody seems to care. So I'm going to call that a win. So just piping these puffs all the way around. I thought about doing a little rope design, but I really just wanted to do the puffs today. On those go. And then I used a little bit more of the chopped pecans and I mixed it with a little bit of brown sugar and a few shakes of cinnamon. And I just mixed that around in the bowl, and that is what I'm sprinkling over top. And I thought it looked really pretty. And when they had the cake during the Father's Day dinner, they all thought that it was a really nice addition, just a little extra sweet, a little extra crunch. And I thought that was very nice. I have actually not yet tasted this cake. I do have a piece in the freezer for later, but I have not had mine yet. But everybody else said that it was absolutely delicious. So there is the beautiful cake. Let me know if you make it and if you make any changes to it. And I highly suggest trying it with the beautiful Lime Swiss Meringue Buttercream.